Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to watching me screw up and blocking these minions. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different, it's part of our Strategy Saturday, and it's basically going to be why you should probably not be intimidated by a game like Dota. Let's skip ahead of this thing. They changed the interface for this quite a bit, so I have to figure it out a little bit, but we're getting spam paused because one of the players is temporarily disconnected. He'll be back soon though, so don't worry about him. But yeah, this game is basically a demonstration about why you shouldn't feel intimidated playing Dota, basically, because I know that a lot of people have that sort of anxiety when they're approaching a game like this, where it's just like, oh hey man, like Dota is supposed to be super competitive, super hard, and it's supposed to have like super serious audience. But this is going to be one of those ones where like I'm low level, so this is why I get opponents like this. But the thing is, if you start playing this game as well, you too will be low level. So it's not actually as intimidating, I think, as all that. You'll probably be like, oh, I couldn't play this game, it's like really hard, but no, the reality is that you could probably play this game just as well as I'm doing here. You could win games and have fun doing it, but basically the thing about this game is that like the matchmaking system actually works is basically what I want to say here, because if you're a terrible player, you'll get terrible opponents. And sometimes that happens, and sometimes it'll be on your team, but you shouldn't really be worried about being like a burden for your team, because like everyone is really terrible pants at this level anyway. And for example, this Shadow Demon over here keeps stealing all the farm, even though he's like a support and a hard lane carry. So like I should be getting like all this farm because that's sort of my job as Luna. He is a Shadow Fiend, should not be getting any of the farm, which he's also failing to get anyway, just auto-attacking the freaking minions. But despite that, we're still going to be able to stomp this lane. We got an Elder Titan and a Spirit Breaker, which means we're a carry and a support in a double tank lane, which is kind of hilarious. And as you can see, they're kind of getting their asses handed to them by the ranged support just a little bit. So what we're going to be doing is just laning up as hard as we can. The opponent here, as you can see, they've got a Chen. Chen is a bit like Enchantress, I guess, and that he runs around the forest enchanting minions and then using them to his advantage. Our forest is a Lycan, who is just running around stealing runes for no good reason. And bottom lane is a Darkseer versus a Bounty Hunter, so we got a really sort of stronger early game than they do, and they don't really have much of a late game either. So all things considered, pretty good all around for us. And like what we're going to learn though is that in this sort of game, in this sort of situation, you know, you can capitalize on the mistakes of your opponents when they're not playing their best. And that is really all you need to be able to do. You don't actually have to be a really good player. You just have to be able to sort of recognize when your opponent is doing something awful, getting their asses handed to them. As you can see here, just poking a little bit at that tower, try and get it a little bit damaged so that they can't free farm under their own tower too much. But yeah, like all we're doing is basic stuff here. We're just poking away at them. I've got a ton of stuff in my stash here as soon as that stupid courier will come to get me, but it's going back after it helped Shadow Fiend out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But as you can see, you know, just doing this easy stuff here. Over middle lane we've got Razor versus a Dwarven Sniper, so all in all, things are going okay. So, you know, if you're ever thinking about playing Dota 2, this is the sort of people that you'll be playing against. You won't be playing against, like, any of those friggin' pro players that would instantly stomp either of us. You know, you'll be playing against people that are pretty much at this level. You know, they're not really necessarily going to be all that good. They're not necessarily going to be able to get farmed up. Your teammates similarly will be at this caliber as well. They're not going to have an easy time doing anything that was, you know, useful to you. But just as long as you're sort of playing for yourself, I mean, like, you know, just have fun with it. Stomps on us with friggin' that thing, and then we kill him. Easy. He chickens off with his charge there, which would have really sucked it for him anyway. I can't remember how this works. Right. I'm not sure how long he can run with that, but he goes pretty damn far. Either way, though, as you can see, he's getting kind of burst down by illusions and various other crap. And on the other hand, we're doing okay back here. The Elder Titan over there is trying to stomp down Shadow Demon, but it's not going to really avail to much. So at this point in time, like, we're quite well ahead. I've got most of my components for Power Treads, which I'm going to be getting because I kind of want that earlier versatility. and we're doing quite well in lane, so I don't really feel like I need to get anything like a Hand of Midas or anything like that to sort of catch up. Feels more like one of those sort of situations where it'd be better to pressure them using the sort of larger amount of damage that I've already got. And like as you can see, they're also out of mana anyway, so I'm leveling up my Q, 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 E, Q, E. I'll get Q and then R. That's basically the highest damage way to build this character, since I'm the carry and I'm in a lane where I can't have an easy time farming. I didn't get Moonglaves because they wouldn't help me and they make it harder to farm, so that's why I'm not getting those. But anyway, up in top lane here, we're just sort of wandering around, trying to do our best to keep ahead and farm, try and push this tower a little bit. Their Spirit Breaker back in base already because of all the damage he's been taking, and you know, not doing too well.
Dire's middle tower is under
And I'm getting some really good farm here. Here you're going to see me get another kill there, or actually Shadow Demon ends up getting that kill. Oh no, gold is split. Okay, well whatever. But anyway, you know, we did a good job there. Easy time killing that guy. Dwarven Sniper, I think, got the kill there as well against the guy who was sort of tower diving him. And yeah, our team is sort of just really starting to pull ahead now, especially because like kills are going onto the two high damage dealers on this team, which is me and Dwarven Sniper, which means that we're going to have huge advantages pretty quickly. And this tower is also getting pushed back pretty hard, so you know, a lot of good things going on in this lane for us. And look at all that poison he's stacking onto that that Spirit Breaker. It's going to be a lot of damage once he purges that. 3 stacks of poison. It's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah, there he goes. Look at all that. Down to like half health already. So, yeah, things are going pretty well. We look at Chen over here. It's just sort of roaming the jungle. He could have ganked us a couple times, really, quite easily. And Darkseer down here manages to destroy the tower.
bottom tower has fallen.
So, like, we're just putting on all kinds of really, really bullshit pressure on these guys. Like, this tower is already at half health as well. Ours hasn't even been touched. This middle one been poked a little bit, and theirs has been poked a little bit. That's how mid sort of goes, typically. Here I'm trying to run them down a little bit, and I just sort of blow my ulti. A lot of damage on that ult. It's basically like using your Q on them 4 times, and it's a pretty high damage nuke. It's 225 damage nuke, and it hits them like, what, 3 times? 2 times? Maximum hits on one target, 4 hits. So, you know, it's like 1,000 damage, basically, and his hit points right now. I mean, Elder Titan's got 750 hit points, so he's not going to be able to survive that. So, at this point in time, he gets a nice orb off to sort of get Razor in there, and that gives me a good opportunity to start running away, which I do.
Dire's middle
Now,
tower is under
Spirit Breaker is just really sort of decided he's going to run for it.
Moon's blessings.
Just really, really, really running for it.
top tower is under attack.
And yeah, here's him taking some tower hits. And he'll actually kill me here.
I'm better than this.
And then he dies. So yeah, definitely not worth it. That actually ends up working well enough for me in my favor. So basically they've not really accomplished much except keeping me out of the game for just a few seconds longer, since I would have had to have stopped there, waited till I healed anyway, and then come back in. And I didn't lose any money. So, you know, it wasn't really that bad. As you can see, people are raging here on their team pretty badly, but whatever.
Dire's bottom tower is under
So as you can
attack.
see, though, we're still pushing up these lanes. Chen really needs to get out of the jungle and do something to help the team. Over here, we've got like Dwarven Sniper and Shadow Fiend, or Shadow Demon, just really sort of going to work on these guys. They're gonna try and, yeah, almost. Oh well. And then he explodes from the poison. So, good times. Yeah, things are just not working out all that well. Spirit Breaker just running straight frickin', and yeah, just cancels it because he's like, oh shit, there's 3 of them there. It's just about to run into 3 of us. He just did it to get in the lane faster, I guess. But this is gonna be us getting like the tower pretty much. Pretty close to it, I think. I don't think we actually get it here, but it's pretty close. The nice thing about Dwarven Sniper, of course, is that he and his clones there have more range than the tower does, but yeah, Chen uses his ults, everyone's back up to full health, and I don't really give a shit. Lucent Beam the shit out of him. And I'll manage to fail to hit him, but...
Bottom tower is under attack.
I managed to get this guy. Or no, the sniper gets him? Yeah, no, I get him, okay. And now we get the tower, because, you know, easy tower. Razor comes in, owns my face a little bit. I managed to fuck that up a little bit and run away afterwards. Chen is coming in, but he's a little bit too slow. He's got nothing to do to stop us because he's out of mana and because he's not a character with any crowd control himself. If he got near us with that centaur, it would have really sucked, but he didn't, so, you know, that's fine. At this point, I popped that salve that I've had the entire game, and we're basically going to be back in this. So they've basically wasted a lot of time to accomplish absolutely nothing. I'm going to end up going back to farming, and like as you can see though, this is an easy game. Like normally the game isn't necessarily this easy, but you know, about half your games are going to feel kind of like this in a certain respect, because like they'll make the mistakes first and you'll sort of snowball the game in your favor. Like recoveries don't happen at this level. You know, you just sort of play hard early on in the game and you'll end up doing really, really well. So you just end up stomping all over the enemy team. At this point, Razor disconnects, and I think he stays disconnected for quite some time, but you know, I head mid, start to farm up again. I'm still not getting any of Moonglaive because I still want this Lunar Blessing to get that extra 8 damage on the entire team. And it's just really, you know, good, so... Finally, Bounty Hunter gets killed. Bounty Hunter is actually going to come around and start recovering a little bit in this game. It's not going to be enough to make the difference, but you know, it's every little bit counts, I guess.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So at this point in time, we're just sort of pushing mid again. He's making clones of me so that we deal a little bit more damage here. These clones don't actually do necessarily that much damage, but I don't even think that they get the plus 60. You know, so... There we go. It's another tower for me. Spirit Breaker comes in. I figure, oh, well, might as well go back in, and he runs off, so... Fortunately, he'll come back in like a fool, but... Yep, there we go. Easy kills. This will give me another chance to get another Javelin or something, although I think I end up deviating and end up buying the Skull Basher instead. So yeah, this is going really quite well for us, and like, you can't always expect your games to go like this, but I mean, it's been going so well for us in so many different ways that, like, realistically, we aren't going to lose. So, and this isn't because I'm playing well or my team's playing particularly well. This is literally just because the opposing team is doing really, really poorly. And, like, that sounds mean, but, like, it's kind of true, and, like, they're all yelling at each other to report each other. I think that's sort of a fair assessment of the situation. But ultimately, what you should take from this is that this is the sort of opponent that you'll be playing. You won't be playing good players, you won't be playing people who know what they're doing. You know, just give DotA a try, give LoL a try for that matter. Like, the matchmaking is very good in that one too. So just either of these things. Just don't worry about the sort of effects of it. Just or the fact that it's supposed to be difficult. Just go for a game that you like. Oh, look at that double kill. Lucent Beam, just start chasing him down like a bitch. And then Shadow Demon takes that kill, but, you know, good enough. So yeah, like, this has been going just so well for our team here. Yeah, you can just sort of see how ridiculous this is getting. Yeah, I would encourage anyone that, like, is intimidated by any game to, like, StarCraft's is another typical one that I think works out like this, like DotA, LoL. Any of those games, I just really think you should give them a try. A lot of people I know having anxiety against playing against real people because they think that it's going to be, like, really hard and their team's going to hate them, or it's going to be, like, really competitive and difficult. But no, it's like this. It's these really sort of derpy matches between really stupid players that don't know what the hell they're doing. And, like, I'm making mistakes as well here, of course, even though, like, I'm at, like, what, 7-1 as a hard carry. Like, my build is a little bit conservative given that I'm 7-2. I probably should have just gone for, like, a Morbid Mask and then sort of work towards a Satanic or something like that. That probably would have been a smarter idea, but, like, look at this. Well, we got our two supports diving, like, into their base turret. If it wasn't for the fact that he could invisible, we would have gotten him, but... Look at that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
strictly speaking, the reason I'm going sort of the build shift that I'm going here is that I wanted to get the stun as sort of safety measure, just because it lets me get into fights against much tougher opponents, and they'll essentially be incapable of fighting back against me if I do that. It makes it so that I can sort of whack at them and they'll not be able to do anything because they'll be perma-stunned. But I ended up switching over to Butterfly because I figured, okay, well I kind of want the damage in this particular case.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And definitely get more damage per second with the Butterfly because of all that agility. And yeah, this guy's gonna get away, I think. Oh no, never mind. Just barely not. Problem, of course, with the Butterfly is that it takes an awful long time to build it. Very expensive item. Oh, Lycan. Alright, so their Razor finally came back, which took for bloody ever, but he did eventually come back. And then Sniper picks off Razor. At this point in time, like, I think our team is mostly wiped out, but... yeah, there goes Spirit Breaker all the way down to here. There's Lycan. Lycan's gonna just tear through this guy. No problem. Even though all he's really got is like Quelling Blade and Vlad's, and the Necronomicon's not a whole lot of damage from him, but the Metal of Courage, I guess he might have activated it? I didn't notice, but it would have added a lot of damage to him if it was activated. So at this point in time, obviously, we're just sort of not really giving a damn because we don't have to. Yeah, just farming up Ancients. I've gotten finally one level of Moonglaive, since we're no longer really in that phase where I should be laning or farming or anything like that. It doesn't really matter so much, so I just sort of do this up. As you can see, I take a lot of damage from them because I have 0 lifesteal, which can make things a little bit problematic for me. But that still gave me enough money that I feel like I can go back now. I'm going to heal back up, and I'm going to end up buying some stuff if I recall, but I can't really remember what, since I think I was still waiting for the Eagle Song for my... Actually, you know what? I don't think I buy the Eagle Song yet. I think now I buy the Hammer, since that's just sort of what I had the money for right now. Yeah, Skull Basher I think is what I buy now. Take a little bit too long on this buy, but there we go. Yeah, and I got this mostly because I kind of wanted to have that chance to sort of perma-lock down one of the opponents, especially Bounty Hunter if he came around me. Being able to perma-stun him basically makes him much easier to beat. Even though on Skull Basher, like, I only have a 10% chance with a ranged character as compared to if I was playing a melee character, but still, like, that 10% chance when you are a ranged character makes it so they can't really gap close all that effectively. Really quite good. Lycan over here is just going to actually be tearing them apart. I think he kills, like, 3 of them by himself. It's kind of gross. Yeah, the guy keeps, like, yelling out noob. He's probably the worst person on the team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright. At this point in time, I figure I could just probably go kill Elder Titan if I wanted to. Just sort of trying to be a little bit sneaky, but I have got my Eclipse, so I basically have the ability to just instantly cause a huge amount of damage. And yeah, you can see the hammer proc there, which was really quite nice. Here comes this guy. And I figure I can kill this guy too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There we go. Easy enough. They caused a little bit of damage because I couldn't really retaliate in certain respects. Bounty Hunter's down here, just waiting for Roshan to get finished off, see if he can steal the cheese. Although the cheese isn't this one, it's a later one. And unfortunately, Bounty Hunter does manage to not get it. And his stealth just barely gets back up. We should really buy that crystal. Anyway, off we go. He's going to start following me around. Can't remember if he thinks that he can assassinate me before I can kill him, but he does sort of follow. And what we're actually going to see is me actually getting killed, because I don't activate my ult in time. Get put to sleep by Elder Titan, and then finished off by this little asshole. Fortunately for us, that happens. And then this guy gets his ass killed. So, you know, I died, but didn't really matter too much. I just got a little bit too selfish because I stuck around way longer than I needed to when I was on that low health. But look, I'm still at 3,000 bucks. I still have plenty of stuff in my inventory and all that. I can sell my Ring of Aquila and buy my Eagle Song, or I could just go off and like farm up a little tiny bit, kill Ancients over here, and then buy the Ring of Aquila. Either way, doesn't really make a difference. Lycan over here, just killing everybody by himself.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
And here you can see that, yeah, he's just not taking any of their shit. Yep, taking literally none of their shit. Now, the thing about the, I'm pretty sure that the guys that you get from the Necronomicon can have True Sight or something at full level. I'm not sure, though. I think they do. And here you just see, like, some very unfortunate shit happening. For both sides, really. And, yeah, see some amazing people escaping, even when they really shouldn't. Roshan goes off and it's just like immediately starts killing everybody again. It's great. Look how hard this guy is to kill. Got like 2,000 hit points. Okay, so anyway, here I am. I finally got my butterfly. It means I deal a lot of damage and have a lot of evasion rate as well, so it's a good item. If you look at me here, I've got like 300 damage or some shit like that.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
It's just all in all going pretty damn well.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
These guys are just gonna get killed by minions.
Dire's top barracks has fallen. The Radiant now have a medic.
That kill-stealing
Dire's
bastard
turret
sniper.
has been killed.
Alright. Yeah, at this point, pretty much game over.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
This is pretty hilarious as well.
Structures are fortified.
I should have actually run in there with my ultimate up, but, you know.
Dire's Ancient is
And
bringing
Bounty Hunter almost kills me, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, that was one of those games, and it's one of the reasons that you should take your time to play these games. This is the level of opponent that you'll be playing against. It's the level of opponent that you'll be, but, like, you'll be fairly matched. Like, this game has a lot of newer, worse players. So it doesn't really matter that you're playing up against really terrible players because, you know, that's going to be a fair game. So, you know, if there's ever a competitive game or an esport game like LoL, DotA, or whatever that you want to try out, go out and try it. I mean, there's nothing that's going to go wrong doing that. It's usually quite fun once you're getting into it and once you sort of get over that hump. Anyway, I hope you found this enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.